Ciao di novo, this is Kelly. I'm returning to my sculpture, a helping hand of the two figures together with the male pulling the woman up as she's coming up from a dance move. I've moved from working with the child pastel, the child chalk, sidewalk chalk, into a little matita, the pencil, if Yoda doesn't eat it again, because it's more precise on the stone, and the chalk was wearing away too easily, and so I wanted to do something a little more permanent. Now, here you can see his arm coming down. There's his hand, his thumb. And notice that I'm leaving everything big. This is actually inaccurate here. The bone isn't going to curve like that, and this was a problem I had. I think you may have remembered I was lowering his back here so that this arm is not too long, because I cut too much rock off of here in my attempt to be different or whatever. So, my anatomy lesson for today is, I don't know how to hold the camera at a bird's eye view on a tripod and do this, so lucky you, I'm not in this video so much. So here you can see this is her arm going this way, and then I have beginning of a hand. Whoops, maybe shadow is a little easier to read, less striking contrast. This is her thumb going up to touch his face, sort of. I don't know if it'll make it because I didn't plan on that ahead of time. So, alright, when I hold my arm out like this, I can see that the bicep, the group of muscles, the two-headed muscle that's on the front of the arm here, when your arm is extended forward and the hand is twisted as I did, this is mostly pointing up but also in towards the body a little bit. So I've made a mark here of where the bicep is, and I can, when I hold out my arm, I can actually see the triceps in the back, except in my case I think I would see fat. But anyway, I can start tilting the arm this way, and then this is my elbow that I determined from the side. This is my wrist. So now I need the group of muscles of in the limbs are closer to the torso, because if they were spread out equally along the arm, lifting your arm would feel like you were carrying a heavy book. So the engineering is quite intelligent, and the belly of each muscle on this particular two-bone set is closer to the elbow. So that gives you a nice curve right here and a long sloping gentle in. I've gone in a little bit because I've actually turned the hand, so I wanted to have a change of direction from the wrist to the palm, the fingers, just for something beautiful. But I want a nice slow curve here with the belly of it, the curve being here, and this is pretty much going to be a straight line. I'll work on the inner later, but right now I want to develop outside and then go in, because I haven't decided, frankly, what I want to do with this part here. If this sculpture were left outside, which it shouldn't be, especially because it develops cracks, and I carve this lower than any other part in here, I'm basically making a well of water. And I don't really want that. But I don't know that I want to drill all the way down to give an escape. Maybe I was thinking I could put it underneath the arms and let it escape out the legs. But I'm not really sure I want to do that either, because I don't know that it's practical. And again, my bias is to start putting in detail and things, because simple forms intrigue me sometimes and they make me smile and make me laugh, but I don't necessarily feel awe with them. Depends on the emotion. But so I've had a problem because I told myself I was going to stay simple with this piece and learn abstraction, and I think my brain doesn't want to do that. So I would like to get simpler, but maybe not that simple. So anyway, I'm having to figure out what I want to do here, but obviously if this is lower than that, the water would stay in. And you don't necessarily get the privilege of telling a customer, hey, you have to keep your sculpture inside, because they may not do it. So you want to design smart. Okay, so when I cut, from the bird's eye view I have this line, so I'm going to cut coming in down this way to see. However, from the side view, which I hope you can see, with his hand here, I need to keep his hand because his hand is outside of hers. So really when I cut, I'm going to come in horizontally and cut this way, keeping in mind the depth. Then I'll come in this way, and I'll match the two up, and I'm going to get rid of only this section here. Okay? Tomorrow's project, I've got to go study for an Italian driving test. Ciao, ciao.